My name's Luke Woodhouse. I'm Middlesex County Cricket Club's strength and conditioning coach, and I've been using the First Beat software for a number of years now, and we found it very useful for our players. We predominantly use it during training sessions to monitor training thresholds, and we also use it a lot during the season, actually monitoring recovery for players after a long day's bowling. The players have found the software particularly useful, firstly because it's very easily, very user-friendly, and secondly because we're able to establish some very objective-led training targets for them, which give them specific goals and objectives based on the data that we receive from the software. Typically, players will wear the belts during training sessions or net sessions to derive the information that we need. Then give me the belt straight away, which I download, and then present them with a PDF report, which I store a copy of, and then we look at the report and monitor training thresholds and objectives, which we hope to achieve in future training sessions. Generally, we'll use the real-time application of the system in order to monitor training sessions where we have group sessions, and it's good firstly for camaraderie for the guys who actually can see the thresholds coming up on the screen, and secondly to monitor training thresholds and make sure that we achieve certain objectives in future training sessions. The one area that I felt that the First Beat system was set apart from other systems was the fact that it can monitor recovery post-training and post-competition, which obviously has become a very, very important area within professional sport, and keeping our athletes on the park is a vital part of the job of a strength and conditioning coach. Therefore, I felt that this software was absolutely crucial for the development of the club. Given the pressures that are placed upon our players, such as travel, competition, family demands that often we don't really consider, we felt that it was very important to actually implement some kind of monitoring process in order to actually make sure that we satisfy the lifestyle demands of these players and ensure that they're in a good physical and mental state. And the use of heart rate variability has helped us with this no end. For recovery reports, players will normally take a belt and wear it during an overnight period, and then bring the belt the next day and present it to me. I then take the information, provide them with a recovery report, and we try and put together a recovery timescale based on the recovery patterns during the course of the season. This information I can then use personally to cater recovery plans and guidelines, and also to show to the coaches based on whether the player requires a rest or whether they can continue to play. Oh, thanks very much, Tim. Just give me a second, I'm just going to download this. Okay, I've got your recovery feedback here, Tim. You can see there that your sleep pattern was really, really good there.
Yeah, slept pretty solidly, I'd say, from about 10:30 onwards.
Basically what we're looking for is for a lower heart rate as possible during the night, and we want these bars here to be stacked quite high, and we also want quite a high level of variability between the different bars, which you can see there.
Right.
The only thing is there's a little bit of stress here, which is sort of early on in your sleep pattern, so we've that's represents a little bit of stress there, so shows that you didn't get into your sort of sleep pattern particularly quickly. But overall your recovery index was 211, which you can see based on your other scores from the previous recovery reports you've got was pretty good. So we're happy with that, and we'll continue to monitoring this so that we can make sure that this pattern doesn't continue to go down. Another extremely useful application of the system is that we use remote monitoring. We have a number of players who travel internationally during the winter, and we also have a number of international players who are sort of out of our control during the period of time when they're travelling in the winter and playing internationally. So therefore we use remote monitoring, whereby players record their programmes manually and download the information themselves and then send it via email to myself. I then take the information and provide them with the feedback according to what their training and recovery reports show. When players are returning from international duty, or when they're returning from playing abroad, it's also useful for us to monitor recovery patterns and training patterns during that period, to monitor their general physical state so that we can work out whether it's useful for us to begin training immediately or whether it's useful to actually incorporate recovery strategies during this period of time.